There's all the metal panels. The all the trim is in the garage. I'm gonna weight the panels down out there. It looks like some of them already blew over there, the little ones. But I'm gonna weight those down. We got a lot of strong weather coming from now on. Anytime that we have a job show up like this, those panels need to be covered with a tarp, weighted down. All the dirt and the sand getting on there can cause a lot of problems with the scratching of the finish and stuff like that as the guys are moving them to put them on the roof. We have this deck here. It's on the third. I'm in the man lift here. This is up on the third floor, so they can use this deck as a staging area to hand panels up and stuff like that. Plus, they told us that we're welcome to use this lift, so the guys can use the lift to do that. There's a couple of items which I'll go around front, and one of them, obviously, none of the fascia's on. Okay, fascia, that means the job's not ready. It's actually starting to rain now too. So this job is not even ready to start. Out in the front, where we got them little eyebrows and stuff like that, we have lower roofs. We have no metal figured to do the counter flashing. You have to have a counter flashing two-piece receiver there, or we have to put it on, then they have to flash, they have to put their, whatever their stucco finish, siding, whatever it might be. So I'll go around there now. This is a guy that's repaired. This is exactly the reason I carry a roll of this cheap-ass crap in my truck. For situations like this. I'm gonna take this cheap plastic, cover up the panels, and weight it down with some of their lumber. Okay, back to the metal panels. You know, we can't leave them like this. They have to be covered up. What happens is you know, the water gets on them, then the sand. You know, it's nothing but a sand pit out here. So the sand gets all in them. Then when they take these up there, for one, it's a safety issue, because the sand that dries on the back of these panels here, when they take the panels up on the roof, a little bit of that is going to, each time they bang a panel around up on the roof, it's going to become a slip hazard. So anytime we have a delivery like this, for one, we don't end up with panels ending up over there in the bush. We have to secure them. They need to be tarped off in a secure place to where, for one, we don't lose product. Two, we don't have somebody hurt because of the sand on the roof. They did put the other stuff inside, which is good, as long as it doesn't become a problem. Always keep this in mind. If it's going to be a while before we get there, we make sure we clear it with the contractor that's fine, because I've came on to some jobs before, and next thing you know, they've kicked the stuff to the side. They got stucco mud or drywall mud all over it. So just make sure when we do that. Out here on the front, you got these lower roofs. Okay, where this roof, where that deck there ties into the house there, we have to have a counter flashing there. So they have somewhere to do their stucco or whatever to finish, siding, whatever it may be. We can do the roof and just put our trim up there and seal it off, but then they have to be on the roof to do it. So this job, actually, if this job would have been ran correctly, this you would have put your two-piece receiver on all of this lower deck. You would have let them do what they needed to do, then we'd have come back and put the metal on. So that would have given us plenty of time, so the guy had no reason to be bitching at this point. None of the fascia on the whole building is ready. That's 3 stories up in the air, moving a lift around. It doesn't go very fast. So in any of the like where you got that little undershot up there, where you got the undershot there on that sidewall, we need to have that flash too. They need to do whatever they're going to do under that. So we need that on, let them do what they do before we put the panels, realistically. But at this point, I guess we're going to run the panels and then go from there. So it's just some things. I'll make a list of some things on these, because I know a lot of people don't deal with the metal roofs that much. But we really have to stay more apt to what's happening on the jobs. Okay, the rain's here. I got this semi covered, weighted down, to where, you know, we're not losing panels. So what we need to figure, this is to Brian or any of y'all that's figured these. When we're sending a package out like this, figure a tarp. And the stakes that you get from, I'll pick some up, you get them from Harbor Freight. They're like tent stakes. All the way around it, you tarp it off. Leave the tarp doubled. So you get like a 20 by 20, double the tarp. All the way around the edge, you put tent stakes. You got to put them at an angle, obviously, so it's pulling against it. You know, it's simple physics. But that's this. Any metal job, you got to figure this extra in there. It's just an added little thing. Always figure like a Hector's day for trim and stuff. You need to figure, so basically put a $400 day in just to come, make sure shit's secure like this, and to do the trim pre-stucco, siding, whatever they're putting on this. Always add that in there. And if we don't get them because of that, then we don't need them. Yes, I know you guys want to keep your contractors happy, but there's people that will do stuff cheaper than we will. But the reason we're successful is because we don't take everything.